Hi, Troy Herman here with Herman Physical Therapy and Wellness. I promised you guys a video on spinal stenosis, and here it is. Sunday afternoon after church, my family's been asking if they could be in some of those videos, so here we are. I got my son Nicholas on the table here, and so what we're going to talk to you about is the spinal stenosis, which is pressure put on a nerve root and or the spinal column nerves, where it's actually put on the cord itself. That's central canal spinal stenosis. You can have foraminal spinal stenosis. But just to kind of get a good picture here, I've got a special filter on my camera where we can actually put it in there and get a closer look at Nick's spine. So give me just a second while I get that on. Okay, so it's not really a magic camera. I don't have a magic filter. I just wanted to show you guys an example what the spine could look like. So I made up a little model just to show you what spinal stenosis or what could cause spinal stenosis. So let's look back at the model. Okay, so what's left of my model, I wanted to show you if this is our vertebrae and the cream filling is the actual disc that's in between the vertebrae that gives it the height. This is our spinal cord, and then these would be the nerve roots that exit off of the spinal cord. Okay, and this sets that like so, and everything has just a little bit of room to breathe and no pressure on the nerve roots at all until you have a disc bulge. Well, so here's my Oreo with a disc bulge. Okay, it's bulging out the back. Now it can put, depending on where that disc bulge is, it can put pressure on one nerve root out to the side, or it can put pressure directly on the spinal cord itself. Okay, that would be called central canal spinal stenosis, or you'd have what's called neuroforaminal spinal stenosis. And both of those can cause a lot of pain down one leg or both, weakness. Those of you that have experienced somebody with a herniated disc or a bulging disc know how painful that can be. So here's the things that we can do for that. So one of the things that physical therapy can do for you is to actually strengthen the core. And you've heard a lot of talk about strengthening the core muscles, and I'll show you why that can be really beneficial when you have a disc bulge and or spinal stenosis. So if I have my patient who's had a lot of hard labor over her life, and she's done some damage to her discs in her low back, if I teach her to contract her abdominal muscles right, just pull your belly button in there, Katie. When she pulls in and she draws in, essentially she's contracting like so and extending some pressure this way to take pressure off of her discs. So we do a lot with core strengthening to try to teach people to take that pressure off of their spine, essentially decompressing the spine. So we can also do it mechanically, which I'll show you now. That's one of the things that we do with spinal stenosis or individuals that have degenerative disc disease is put you on a decompression table and or traction table. You know, many of you have probably heard advertisements for some of the different types of decompression tables. The one I have is the Triton traction / decompression table. There are others out there. The DRX 9000 obviously is one that's common out there as well. But the whole idea is to try to take some pressure off of the discs. So what we have is we have a top belt that holds the individual from sliding down. We have a bottom belt that then is attached to the machine and pulls on the lower half. And what that does is that creates some separation and decreases that pressure on those discs in there. And over a period of time, if you do that, that disc will actually, it'll kind of aid in the healing process. It's not a magical fix or anything like that, but for those individuals that have a lot of pressure on nerves because of a disc, this can be a really helpful tool. So does that feel pretty good, Logan?
Yes, very comfortable.
Yeah, so it kind of just feels good when you're on it, just taking that pressure off. So one of the things that we can do for spinal stenosis. Okay, so I know this video was kind of long, but we had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully you learned something about spinal stenosis, introduced you to some of my family. we'll put some more of these out. I'm not going to guarantee when, because I know this one was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be before I get to it. So, hard to concentrate with all this extra stuff going on over here. Thanks, guys, for being part of my video.
You're welcome.
Good for the body, good for the soul.